So I actually started off at the University of Georgia and transferred to Kennesaw State after my freshman year at UGA. It was kind of ironic when I was about to graduate from high school. My mom asked me if I applied to go to Kennesaw State, and I said, almost kind of laughed and said no. Why would I want to go to a school this close to my house? And a year passed, and then I somehow ended up here, and it was kind of, my mom didn't say I told you so, but it was like an I told you so type of thing. And I have been pleasantly surprised with Kennesaw State ever since I've been here. Kennesaw State isn't as highly talked about as it is, as Georgia Tech might be or UGA might be, but I would say it's just as competitive, if not more competitive. I think that college is all about what you put into it. So when I came to Kennesaw State, I knew that I wanted to get a lot out of college, so I've had a really great experience thus far. It's kind of surreal, not really surreal, but I didn't really expect to be sitting here when I first came to KSU. I happened to walk by this big glass room one day, and there were the Bloomberg terminal was projected onto the TV screens, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. So I did a little bit of research and found out that it was the Kennesaw State Student Managed Investment Fund, and I thought that it just might be something just to do as an extracurricular. Little did I know, a couple of years later, I'd be kind of helping to run it. So it's kind of come full circle. Genuine curiosity, I think, is what led me here. And what's gotten me to stay, I think, is the people and the experience that you get with the program. I received my first offer for an internship last May. And it was a summer internship, and I was going to work with Gulfstream Aerospace down in Savannah. And then COVID happened, and they canceled it, and then actually had to let go a bunch of people, so I didn't end up doing it. So kind of a missed opportunity. However, I did take summer classes, so it ended up being fine. But my most recent internship was one with eVestment, and I did data analytics for them. That was really cool to kind of see how financial databases are built and maintained. I think that's really important to know, especially going into the finance field, where a lot of it is turning more technology and database driven. And then for extracurriculars, I am involved in the Coles Scholars Program. That has been a very, very cool opportunity to kind of take what you learn in business classes here and then continually and kind of overall apply them to projects that I wouldn't have done had I not joined. My biggest takeaway from Smith, I think, is something that when I was being interviewed, Vinny Rosamilia told me. He was a member who graduated from Smith last year. He told me, you get out of it what you put into it, and I think that's very, very true for almost everything in your life. And so, I knew coming in that I was going to wanted to work hard, right? And so having somebody say, you're going to get out of it what you put into it, was almost kind of reassuring in a way that, so I knew if I worked hard, I was going to get a lot out of it. And that has been kind of my guiding principle throughout my entire time here. And I would recommend that everybody else kind of think the same way, because you can come in here and you can go through the motions and you can get out of it some pretty decent stuff, but I think once you kind of take that extra step and start really pushing yourself, that's when you'll kind of see different opportunities present themselves and open up as well. My favorite part, I think, of Smith has been the people. I've met some really, really good people through here, and some of the smartest people I think I will ever know. And then they've just been a complete joy to be around, whether it be, working on projects together or just kind of hanging out at dinner after, big presentations. And I think my other favorite part would be getting to connect with professors and kind of industry advisors who I wouldn't have gotten the chance to connect with had it not been for the Student Managed Investment Fund. 5-10 years from now, hopefully I'd like to be a leader in whatever company I'm with. I like leading people. I think it's one of my greatest strengths. I can crunch numbers, yeah, and I can, kind of evaluate a stock, but I think what's more important, I think, is knowing how to lead people. And so and I also enjoy it as well. So I think if I get the opportunity to do that, I'm definitely going to take it. So my favorite class that I've taken here at Kennesaw State has been behavioral finance with Dr. Lucy Ackert. I didn't know it was possible to combine psychology, economics, and finance together, but it very much is possible, and it's super interesting. It was one of the classes that It was an 8 a.m. And no, excuse me, it was a 9:30. It may as well have been an 8 a.m. It was early. And I just remember being excited to go to class every day, and I didn't really see it as kind of like a checklist item. It's something that I enjoyed doing and learning about, and something that really kind of interested me. And Dr. Ackert is extremely knowledgeable and extremely helpful, and she wants her students to do well, and so she was an absolute pleasure to have been taught by. I think the biggest piece of advice I would give people who are either kind of on the fence about joining the Student Managed Investment Fund or even kind of just joined is to kind of take that leap. It kind of might be scary at first to kind of put your whole self into something, because if it doesn't turn out the way that you want it to, it's kind of disappointing. But especially with a Student Managed Investment Fund, you definitely get out of it what you put into it. And I wouldn't sit here and say that if it wasn't true. And there are many people who are living examples of this. We have many successful alumni and people who are graduating this year who will come out of this program and be successful. So definitely take that leap and kind of push yourself to be the very best that you can be, and it'll all work out.